Okay, we send around 20 minutes. That's a good silence sitting. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. You feel it? Tat Tvam Asi. How great, how great we are to have the potential to realize the ultimate. That one I see. There's no difference between you and the ultimate. Yet you can see all the differences, different names and forms. If you look at surroundings, if you have tables, chairs, or any item made of wood. So in Canada, most houses are made of wood. They may experience manifested in different forms. Could be a table, could be a chair, could be a wall of the house. And the trees in the nature, they are wood. No matter how different they look. Also, if you look around our kitchen, lots of things made of metal, kitchen utensils, knives, forks, pots, cars, bikes. No matter how different they look, they are all made of metal. In the same way, we have 7 billion people or human at this generation or at this moment. No matter how different they look, black, white, Ukraine, Russia, poor, rich, young or old, engineer or doctor, no matter how different they look or how many different names and forms, we are made of same identical element. And you are that. Tat Tvam Asi. This statement from Hinduism or any religion may be the highest statement, but what is that which you are? Hmm. This statement leaves leave a space of questioning or wonder for us to contemplate. What is that which we are? Again, the pure consciousness is blocking the door of itself. Muji said, I heard from Muji or any teacher. Good morning, AF. I'm very good, thank you. So, our topic today is Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. So, once Muji said, any spiritual seeker try to looking for the highest, the absolute, the ultimate. He or she locks the door of the ultimate. Tum, tum, tum. At least she or she, you found it. There's a door of ultimate. And lock the door. And the practitioner opened the door and found him or herself open the door from inside. The place you're looking for is the place you're looking from. The place we're looking for, which is infinite, eternal, unconditioned, unlimited, is the place we are looking from, which is finite, conditioned, localized, individualized. But fundamentally, the place we are looking for and the place we are looking from is identical, is same place. You are the ultimate expressed in the body-mind. Right at this moment, now. Tat Tvam Asi, I think it's a Sanskrit. So translated in English is you are that, or that you are. We are that already. You are originally it. For so many years we have been meditate, we have been reading the spiritual books, we have been following many teachers. We went to or go to the mountains, we go to the temples. It's a journey of circle, a loop. We're looking out, we're going out. Meditation, books, temples. But finally, we return our home. I still wake up identifying with my body-mind, then return to the realization of the ultimate. I have yet to wake up identifying as the ultimate, real me. Is it the same for you? Yes. So everybody, if you are in the path of awakening, looking for the ultimate, once a while we have a taste of that ultimate, that total freedom, that joy, calm, comes from nowhere. You just, wow, so good. You feel so good. All the worries, concerns disappear, at least for a moment. That's the Satori. That's the Zen of, you have a glimpse of the ultimate. You have the glimpse of real reality. not filtered by our localized experience. You have that taste of the absolute, but let's say you're online, but sooner or later you're offline. Then very frequently or once a while you're online again and you're offline. Very natural. You're in the good path. So if I used Yogacara, the Buddha's school, one of the Buddhism or school of Buddhism, Yogacara, or the conscious only school, there are 8 types of consciousness. So we know that we have 6 senses. So 6 senses, according to every sense, we have a subconsciousness. For example, you don't need open your eyes to eat something and you know what it is, like a chocolate. You don't need look at the chocolate. Once you taste it, you know it's chocolate. So that's a subconscious of taste. Also, once you smell something, you know that's kind of that flower or fruit or anything. You have a subconscious of smelling. So we have all these 6 groups of subconsciousness. Subconsciousness means it's a branch of total consciousness. Let's say that. So we are using the sixth sense or our mind to train the manners, the sense of I, the egoic identity of I. The 7th subconsciousness, manners, I, but it's an individualized I. So we're using the 6th sense to train the 7th sense. The 6th sense, now you're awake, you're wakeful, your logic, your reasoning, you can reason, you can differentiate things. So that's the 6th mind, the calculating, reasoning mind, that we are now. But underneath this mind, there's a subconsciousness, like a Western psychology subconscious. It's a patterns of thinking, behavior. You're it's like if the analogy is our sixth sense mind is the tip of iceberg, then 10% of the iceberg above the water or ocean, then the 90% of your subconsciousness is under ocean or underwater. That's the manas. That's the unmanifested patterns of thinking, behavior, and words. Let's say the ego, or manas, the sense of I, the false identity of I. So now you're using, so you wake up a little bit and you're online a little bit and offline, because there's a fight between the 6th sense and the 7th sense. Now there's ultimate goal. You want looking, you want seek, but you are beaten by the habitual thinking patterns of thought, behavior, your memory, and so on. So there's a fight or disharmony between these two, the 6th sense and the 7th sense. It's very natural, trust me. And this fight will last, depends on different situations and individuals, maybe months, maybe years, maybe lives. Who knows? Maybe just in this moment, in one moment, you can be fully awakened. But once you know there's ultimate goal to follow, or to dedicate yourself, then you are in the right path. So it's very natural that once in a while you lose the realization of ultimate, and you're back to the individual I or the person. But we say the true practice happens after Satori. The real practice happens only you realize the ultimate goal. Otherwise, all your practice is aimless. It's like a headless fly hitting the 4 walls of a room. You're just trying this, trying that, trying all these those different techniques, and you don't have a goal to, you don't have that right view yet. Right view, the first of eightfold noble path, then followed by right action, right speech, right livelihood, right meditation. Right view is most important. That Tvam Asi. Once you have that realization, then all your practice will follow to maintain that realization in every moment in your everyday life. That's where the true practice starts. 悟后起修. In Zen Buddhism, we say 悟后起修. So real practice starts from satori, or a glimpse of reality. Also, at times when I talk to family and friends, I briefly return to identifying as my body mind, especially when I notice how wrapped up they are in their body mind and devotee issues. Very good, very good. You can see, everybody has an individual or localized body and mind, and for most world people, they trapped in that prison. You see, sometimes you are trapped, I'm trapped, in that prison. But once you know there's a way out, you're in the right path. You're in the right path because now you have that right view, and all the followed by right meditation, right speech, right practice, right concentration, whatever. It's very good. It's a good sign that you can see the individualized body mind in each one of us, including our family members, including us, me. That's a very good start. Also, when I speak things I am passionate about, I find myself switching between body, mind, awareness. You see, no matter you are engaging any activities, like sports, like arts, like science, or even the chores of everyday life, the pure awareness is always as background. Sometimes it singly 100% collapse into the doing or activities, but there's always can be a pure witness. You find yourself switching between body, mind, and awareness. That's good. That's good. There's no conflict. You can enjoy your activities physically, emotionally, more and more, because fundamentally you're not those activities or these activities. No matter how terrible your activity is or how beautiful your activity is, you are not that. So that Tvam Asi is a affirmation of the realization. You can also say you are not that. Neti, negation of everything. Depends on you're looking from what kind of perspective, That's why that's the technique of Zen master. If you're looking from the world, then he will say neti. But once you stand from the void, the form and the name, and the voidness or emptiness, like Heart Sutra. Once you or do or think from the, how to say, you behave from the void, or have that perspective voidness, and you attach to the void, the Zen master will say, no, 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 you are everything, you are this, you are that. Engage in your everyday life, talk to your family, solve your problem. So depends on your position. The teacher will say, you will use the different technique accordingly. You see, this is a relative teaching too. Everything in the world is relative. There's that students, there's this teacher. There's that perspective, there's this perspective. There's question, there's answer. It's very funny. Otherwise, the absolute don't need to talk, right? Absolute is perfect and complete already. They absolute don't need talk like this. Or you can think that you can have a perspective that I'm talking to myself and you are listening to yourself. Absolute, the oneness, you see that it's very blind, how to say, mind-blowing. It's all mind-blowing. Once I used the metaphor, 2 drops in the Pacific Ocean meet together and talk to each other that, hey, we are the ocean, we are not 2 drops. And they say, hi, yes, I agree. Then they dissolves into ocean again. I'm talking to myself, you're listening to yourself, but in different form and name, that's all. You are in the field of awareness, I'm in the field of awareness. This is the same universal, identical awareness or consciousness, but manifested in different minds and body. It's a play of the ocean. It's the play of cosmic intelligence. Once you know that relationship, the ultimate and the relative, the ocean and drop, everything is fun. You enjoy in a very peaceful, joyful attitude or perspective. Also, when I speak of things I am passionate about, I answer this question. So with full awakening, you always identify with I amness. In sleep, in wake, eating, dressing, whatever. I would only say I'm close to it. There's no limitation of full awakening. Full awakening, there's no ceilings for the awakening, okay? But there's a floor of awakening. Because that thing, you are that Tvam Asi is unlimited, unconditioned, infinite. How can you say you're full awakened? It's always ongoing process, but there's a button. You open the door by yourself, that's the bottom line. You can be aware of yourself. The awareness can be aware of itself. Ouroboros, a dragon biting its own tail. That's the moment of awakening. You don't lose yourself in the complexity and diversity of the world. You don't lose yourself in the contents of awareness. The awareness can be aware of itself as purity, unconditioned, infinite possibility. That's the bottom line. On top of this bottom line, there's no limit. Everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. You realize you're that. It's not a word from anybody or from any book. That's your realization, and that's your everyday experience. Sleep, wake, eating, dressing, all the activities or different states of mind is the manifestation of one pure consciousness. No matter what you're doing or sleeping or whatever, it's the activity of one pure consciousness. Okay? As a convenient way, as a skillful way, we use it as a sleep, as a wakeful, as a, dreaming, or all the doings, or eating, talking, hiking or whatever. We use different terms, but all these different terms, activities, wakeful, sleep, or whatever, is under a huge infinite umbrella. Okay, we call pure awareness. That's called oneness. Oneness excludes none, includes everything. Oneness is the affirmation of the ultimate, or non-duality is the negation of the ultimate. Which one you choose? Which way you choose? It's the same thing, but but when I say one, it implies there's two. You see, the words has its limitation expressing the ultimate. So in this way, non-duality or non-dual is the best way to express the ultimate, non-dual. What is that non-dual? So non-dual, non-duality. If I simplify 10,000 things of the cosmos, millions, billions of things of the cosmos, of the nature, of the society into two basic elements, that is I and everything that is not I. Make sense? I, the subject, and everything that is not I, the object. So non-dual means, fundamentally means the subject I, or the pure awareness, and the objects that everything is not I, or the contents of awareness, is non-dual, is one, is identical. That's the non-dualism, non-duality means. You are the ultimate manifested in the different forms and names, watching the complexity and diversity of the world. Everything is you, yet only you play and enjoy. It's nobody, no traditional education teach you this. Only yourself can. No modern education teach you this. That's a huge pity. Huge pity, okay? It's a tragedy. Actually, it's a tragedy. All the modern education teach you to do this, to learn that, accumulation of the knowledge, but or in other words, they study the contents of the awareness. They never study the awareness itself. Or in other words, they always study the objects of the subject. They never study the subject itself, while the object is made of the subject. The contents of awareness is made of the awareness itself. If you don't study yourself, how can you study everything else that is made of you? That's totally wrong. You see the wrong view. If that is wrong, everything followed is wrong. That's ignorance. That's the fundamental ignorance. The fundamental ignorance is that you don't know who you are. You may be very successful in the world. You are the boss of CEO or the international company, but you don't know who you are. I'm so sorry to say. You are ignorant. That's a fundamental ignorance. Awakening has taught me multiple perspectives can be true at once. Everything is true. Truth is subjective, except for ultimate truth. That is objective. So I'm able to see the merits in what? There's only one thing, pure consciousness. All the objects are the activities of the consciousness. So for this, you can YouTube Rupert Spira, such a beautiful non-duality teacher, expressed non-duality of Buddhism in such a beautiful, totally non-Buddhism style. So Rupert Spira, my favorite peers or teacher. Anyway, because his style is so unique, he used very precise words after so many years of teaching and sharing. I learned a lot from him. There's no subject and object. Okay. Fundamentally, you're watching yourself. I am the activities, what I'm talking, what you're looking now fundamentally arise from one universal pure consciousness. There's no such thing as absolute object and subject. Okay, everything is one. People say, well, they are coming, they are that way, like ultimate empathy. Yes, every coordinate of space-time is a unique expression of the totality. It's like, so this is a phone, right? So if you look from this perspective, and I'm looking from the front perspective, we are seeing different, we're looking at the same thing, but different contents, right? Right? Now you're looking at the back, I'm looking at the front. So imagine there's a third party here and a fourth party here. We're looking at the same thing, but has different perspectives or attitude. So everybody sees different thing, but it's a cell phone. In the same way, every perspective in the space-time is a unique way of seeing the totality. Once you can letting go that individuality or ego or limited understanding of the totality, you are free. That's the freedom. You still enjoy, you still have that unique perspective. You're still in a unique form and name, like lady or gentleman, boy or girl, black and white. You have that uniqueness. But once you awaken, you know that uniqueness, you enjoy that uniqueness, but that uniqueness cannot prison you anymore, cannot trap you anymore. You are free from that unique perspective, unique understanding or individualized understanding of the ultimate. See how beautiful this design is. I still feel anxiety, resentment, etc. People still make me eye roll, but when I remember I'm that which knows I'm not those feelings, and then I came from the empathy again. Very good. You're in a good path. Again, you're using your sixth sense, the mind, the logic, reasoning, thinking mind, which is an advantage of the humankind. Don't we are so lucky have this mind, okay? Even it's not pure enough, it's impure now, but we can still use this frontal lobe to have this conversation, to looking for the ultimate. You're not a dog or cat anymore. That's the advantage of human or Homo sapien. We should cherish it. We should be grateful, appreciate that we are human beings. So you're using the logical mind to train the subconscious mind, which is the habitual thinking patterns of thinking, behavior, and words. You see, there's a couple months or years or even lives between this fight, online, offline, online, offline, online, offline, until one day you are so stable, you don't need any effort. You are there already. You are here now. You are that already, but you need some effort. Okay. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that originally. You are originally and innately that already. Sorry, my my English is in second language. Anyway, I'm trying to express it. And you need effort to train the subconscious, the egoic patterns, train again, thousands of times, millions of times, until one day you don't need any effort. No problem at all. You're right in the path. The more you found you're offline, the more you could be online. Until one day you know you're online forever. There's no online, offline or anymore. You are online right now, right this moment, right this place, no matter where you are, when you are, what you are. You cannot leave it. You cannot discard the ultimate. You have no that power yet. How can you discard who you are? No, you can only letting go who or you are not. I can letting go this cell phone. I can letting go this beautiful book, but I cannot letting go who I am. Until nothing can letting go, you are there. I just need to practice not getting lost in positive feelings. It's odd because you want to get lost rather than just engaging with them from the ultimate. Yes. So the true practice starts from the first glimpse of of the reality or satori. Then from that moment, you practice in your family, in your study, in your work, in your all kinds of relationships. That's the true practice. Trust me, you don't leave this world and practice. No way. That's a very superficial way. The real practice is in the core relationship we call family. Family is your Dharma tattoo. Family is your temple. Family is your teacher. Because only when you are in sorrow, you try to find peace or joy. Robert Spira, from a non-spiritual lens. Yes, beautiful. He's a so in the Buddhist eye, he's a living Buddha, or at least he is a high level, high rank of Bodhisattva. To- Absolutely. At least he is a high level, high rank of Bodhisattva who has been awakened and tried to help others to awaken. The most valuable things we can offer to the world is to awaken others. Of course, there's many valuable things we can do to the society, to the community, to the family, like a donation, like physically, financially, to support families, to donate food to the people who lack of nutrition, or donate uh, clothes, whatever, a hug, a smile, so many different forms of care and love. But ultimately, trust me, the highest contribution we can offer is to first awaken ourselves, then awaken others. Awakening is the highest healing, highest medication, highest donation, because it's infinite, it's internal. The merits, the value of awakening is beyond the numbers. It's beyond anything, everything. Nothing can match that, because it's infinite. That's the infinity means. So, my friends, if you can awaken yourself, if you can go back to the universal mom, the universal mom has been waiting for you for the return of the ultimate home for millions, billions, beginningless time. At that moment, you just give your so the worst loss that a mom could have is to lose his beloved child, right? That's a worldly view. If a mother lose his child, no matter it's death or because lost in jungles or forest, one day that child is back to the mom's hugging, back to mom, back to home again. How how joyful that mom will be, or dad will be. You are a lost child for many years, generations. Once you can awaken and back to the ultimate home, that's the most valuable achievements you can render to the world, to the universal mom. And you will cry. The universal mom will smile. And the universal mom is everywhere. Uh, what is difference between Bodhisattva and Buddha? And they're not the same. So the difference, there's no difference, okay? Fundamentally, Bodhisattva is a Buddha. You, me, worldly people is a Buddha, okay? But in this absolute understanding, you better or we better have a relative understanding. The difference, the relatives. You see, the relatives is in the absolute. Bodhisattva is awakened being, yet not fully awakened, complete, perfectly awakened to the Buddha as a Buddha. But Bodhisattva is awakened enough to serve others, to awaken others, who can come back to the world as a form, as a body, to teach, to share, like Rupert Spira. So Rupert Spira is a unique form, a England guy in his, I think it's now his 60s, handsome gentleman. That's his physical body, but his mind is full of intelligence that comes from nowhere, but is there for him to use. Behind this body and mind, there's a universal body of him. So a manifested body or formless body, or in Buddhism we say Dhammakaya, a body of, that's the body of Buddha. But so Rupert Spira is ultimate but consciously manifested in the body and mind as a Rupert Spira, very unique form and name, to express his ultimate understanding in the terms of non-duality. So he is a Bodhisattva of high rank, but fundamentally he's a Buddha too. There's no difference, but there's a difference. So the awakening is very paradoxical. In the perspective of worldly view, awakening is really paradoxical. But in the perspective of a Bodhisattva, a Buddha, is very how to say natural. It's uniform. It's a uniform. All the difference is one thing, but he can see the differences in that one thing. If you awaken and you cannot tell this is a cell phone, this is a book, that's dumb. That's called fool. But in the Buddha's eye, in the Bodhisattva's eye, these two things, one thing. This two thing is manifested in your pure awareness, in my pure awareness is one thing. It's made of one thing, but manifested in different things. So paradoxical. That's only you knows. It's not paradoxical. It's uniformed. Is the universal mom me? Yes and no. Right now, at this moment, we are all the sons and daughters of the universal mom. Let's call, conventionally, we call God. Jesus is the son of God. You are too. But, we there's too much labeling and judgments on this Jesus and God. So let's try. Yes, let's try use another neutral name, that universal mom or father. Yes, we are the daughters and sons of the universal mom, but at the same time you are it already. That Tvam Asi. You are that. There's no difference between you and that, and there is difference between you and that. So the best analogy or metaphor we can use is the water in the ocean is the drops or currents of a Pacific Ocean. All the waves, currents, and drops in the ocean is different from ocean or same as ocean. It's same and different at the same time. Make sense? So yesterday I talked about the Thich Nhat Hanh's emptiness. Emptiness is not denial of existence. Emptiness is insight into the phenomena world, that everything has no true substantial self. Everything exists because of every other thing. It's a coexistence. It's interbeing. So Thich Nhat Hanh coined the word interbeing, togetherness, or interconnectivity. There's no such thing can be independent from the environment, from the society, from Mother Earth. Everything is organic whole. So you can say you are the son or daughter of Universal Mom, and you are the Universal Mom itself too. There's no difference between the currents of the Pacific Ocean and Pacific Ocean. Does Buddha not awaken others as well? Buddha, oh, Buddha awakened me. All the teachings like Mahayana, Theravada, Vajrayana are from Shakyamuni Buddha. See, my Shakyamuni Buddha is behind me, is behind you, and is in you, and is in me. So it's not objects anymore. It's a subject. And object, I'm looking at this uh, object or image of Buddha. Who is looking at the image Buddha? You, the Buddha, is looking the Buddha. And there's no two Buddhas. There's only one universal Buddha. Buddha just is a name of the fully awakened individuals, or we call God in the Christianity. And God has too many different understandings. So let's back to the universal mom that most people can accept. Universal mom can accept this because universal mom is a neutral, is not impressed, has very little impressions or egoic individual understanding. So maybe we can end this session. So back to your pure awareness. Who is watching? Who is listening? Use the very listening and watching back to its source. That's called awakening. Very simple and easy, actually. Um, Buddha is universal mom, and you are Buddha, but can never be Buddha. Buddha is an antidote for worldly people. There's no Buddha and there's no worldly people. That's the true understanding. There's no you, there's no I, there's no object, there's no subject, there's no listener, there's no talker or speaker. Buddha was a manifestation of the ultimate, I will say. Let's don't use the God here, because different people have different understanding of God. So Buddha was a manifestation of the ultimate, or the absolute, the truth. Was he the first to ever enlighten? No. There's a lot of different Buddhas, different times. A time without time, a timeless time. So, anyway, once you awakened, you know, you will have more authentic understanding from your realization. But now, the basic line is be aware of the awareness itself. I think that's all for today. See you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Vancouver time.